Hello and welcome back. Welcome to Dover Plays Pillars of Eternity. We are in Copperlane in Defiance Bay. Looks like there's lots to explore here. We are really just interested in going through the first fires, but we'll maybe stop at the Goose and Fox and have a look at the marketplace and the expedition hall too. Let's just have a wee nosy about. There's plenty of things here to look at. First fires is where we want to go, but let's just see what we find. Nice. Okay. Why have I got my sword? I don't want a sword.
I shall.
Right, okay, there we go. An attack was imminent, but your patrols staved off the enemy. Oh, so that's I think that's from the stronghold. Yeah. An attack was imminent, but your patrol staved off the enemy. Superb! So I can still do stuff. The Eastern Barbican is completed. The main keep will be finished in 1 day and 25 hours. So there's nothing really more to do there just now.
The city of Defiance, crown jewel of the Deerwood, if you ask the locals.
Cat! Can we speak to the cat? No. See. Yes, they do seem to... They seem to like to laugh every now and again. My apologies there, I just sneezed. I don't know if I muted my mic in time or not. Okay, so let's head over this bridge here. Seems to be some sort of quarrel going on here. Rowan? Oh, we can speak to him. Rowan's arms are crossed and his mouth is set in a grim frown as he watches the gathered protesters. He looks ready for a fight. He sizes you up. New in town, eh? You've picked an interesting time to visit Defiance Bay. All these refugees fleeing the frontier and finding the legacies no better here. It's the Animancers, Magnus scorch them. And they nest in this city like rats. You mark my words though. Us dozens are going to put a stop to it. What are you doing out here? Tell me about the dozens. I'd like to know more about Defiance Bay. Tell me about the dozens. He taps his chest. We are an organisation of interested citizens who want to free Defiance Bay from the dangerous influence of Animancers and the tyranny of the aristocrats who support them. We also consider ourselves a militia of sorts, seeing as the Crucible Knights are little more than a flock of preening nobles in training these days. I see. So what are you doing out here? He gestures at the crowd, trying to get these folk to see reason. We're in the midst of a crisis, and instead of purging the nefarious forces from our city, the Duke is granting Animancers dangerous liberties. What do you know about Animancy? It's the study and manipulation of essence, which any sane person tell you is the purview of the gods. The Adrians at least had the sense to outlaw it, which is the only good thing you can say about them. It's not like magic, chanting, or the soul readings those ciphers do. It's been around since ancient Ingwithian times, which is why you'll see Animancers tinkering with old Ingwithian artifacts. Kana raises his a fist to cough discreetly into it. Half-truths all, but he's an enthusiastic performer, I'll give him that. Trouble is, the Animancers got no idea what half those artifacts actually do. Not that they'll admit it. Our emphatic friend is correct about one thing at least. Let's find out more about Defiance Bay. This is the capital of the Free Palatinate of Darewood. We started out as the capital of an Adrian colony, but we booted the flaccid scepter from these lands 150 years ago. These days we're a major port receiving trade and visitors from all over the world, but we, some of us anyway, strive to hold on to the pioneering spirit that earned us our freedom a century and a half ago. The city is divided into 5 districts: Copperlane, First Fires, Ondra's Grift, Brackenbury, the Heritage Hill. Tell me about Copperlane. This here's Copperlane. It's primarily a market district, but you've also got the expedition hall directly north of here, where you can join treks into the wilds. It's also where my fellow dozens, martyrs, and I tend to meet up with other concerned citizens. It points west and north of your position, and that's the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Eerie place if you ask me, but they've got the biggest library in Darewood. Colonel laughs. Eerie indeed. It might be less so if more kith stepped inside. Perhaps we ought to visit Freya and see just what mysteries are revealed. First fires, that's where we need to go. That's where the revolution started, hence the name. These days it's overrun with politicians and panderers, but we'll take it back someday. That's where you'll find the Ducal Palace, the Villian Embassy, and Crucible Keep. He shakes his head. The Crucible Knights were the original freedom fighters in Defiance Bay, but now they're just strutting peacocks with their eyes on fancy titles and their heads up their asses. There's an old temple of Wodika there too. That's where we're going. We keep it real nice for her. And that's good enough. We'll find out about the rest of it later. The Goose and the Fox. Let's go in here. Durance needs a rest. Look, there's someone like us. Reach out for the soul. You see a fire burning slowly on the side of a winding road, unmanned. There seems to be no fuel, no wood or oil for it to consume, no hay or twigs. Despite this, it roars, crackles, wails in the wind. It takes you a moment, but you begin to notice a figure in the flames. Its shaking hands cradle a young face. Molten red tears marring skin the colour of coal. The boy cowers, flame coating him as he holds his knees to his chest. In the distance, a man approaches, faceless. He extends a hand to the frightened child, who considers it warily before taking it. The flames die down, leaving his limbs and settling on his head like obedient pets. All tears dried, they walk together, fire and death, hand in hand. Okay. It's an actress. Everyone's a philosopher. What was that?
Yes.
The stylish pelt is thick with dust and moths. The plaque below the beast reads Maiden Falls 2682. Hello? I've been caught stealing.
How do you do?
Could I get a room? So we got plenty of money. Let's... Yes, that will do. Rest. Have a nice wee rest by the fire. Everybody's fit. Oh! Sagani draws up beside you, her fox following at her heels, and takes a seat next to you.
Even if you are putting one over on me, it's nice to have a hunting party again.
Turns out you've been gone for a long time.
5 years for me. Must be 30-something for each of them.
Must be exhausting.
It's been a long hunt. A long time away from my family. Before, I'd crossed the tundra of Nasitok following caribou herds. I didn't want to leave Kalu and our children, but I was eager to visit lands where people rarely do. But 5 years without finding him. It's like 2 hours of necking. I'm ready to be done with it.
Well, that's necking.
Soul recovery is an old village tradition. We call it the Tarnek Elitsa. Once in a generation, we seek the soul of a much respected and long dead village elder. We tell him what's changed in the village, how people remember it. The only other Tarnek Elitsa during my lifetime happened when I was a girl, not long after Persok died. We feasted on blubber and fermented milk for a week, and we honored the chosen huntress as a hero. Then she left, and we returned to our duties. We still sang her name to the skies during festival season, but we otherwise didn't speak of her.
Okay.
It's not being forgotten by my village that troubles me, but sometimes I wonder how my husband and children remember me, if they think of me often.
Of course they do. I would like to believe it, and yet sometimes days go by and I realise they have not crossed my thoughts. Such days are rare, but they happen. It shames me to think of it, but more than that, it scares me.
Still, there's no point in dwelling on it. More often I find myself wondering whether Persok will remember us. You claim to see souls. What do you think? Do you remember your past lives?
No, not clearly, or yes, in fragments. We haven't remembered any of our own yet, have we? Well, the first ones were of ours, possibly. Been learning a lot.
Good things, I hope. Maybe Persok will be the same way. Would make my job of telling him about the village a lot easier.
Has it changed
The
much?
is probably much the same as it was 100 years ago. We live between tundra and frozen forests, and the land takes as much as it gives. But our hardships bring us together. And the elders truly unite us. They keep the stories of past generations, and they guide us from season to season, through good years and lean.
Recently there have been a lot of good years. My aunt says we've had fewer clashes with neighbouring villages thanks to the hunting territories that Berserk helped establish. In bad years we rely on trade and the merchants that pass our shores. We exchange walrus tusks and seal pelts for grains that last us the hard winters. Berserk brokered a lot of these agreements too. He got this from one of the Amoa ships that used to trade with us. Sounds like Berserk did a lot.
That's what I'm supposed to remind him.
Sounds like you're on a hunt of your own though. You're feeling the thrill of the chase or ready for this to be over? It's too early to tell. Fair enough. We've got darkness on our side. Shall we move on? Yes, let's go. Is there anything else interesting here? Something over there on the wall, this picture. A dragon is outlined in charcoal pencil with thick jagged lines and a small smell of sulphur. Suggests that the artist completed the sketch in a hurry. Cliff Dragon, White March. A woman sits by herself, spinning something on the table in front of her and watching it with furious intensity. It's about the size of a coin and it wobbles over a crack in the wood with a metallic rattle. She looks up with one hand and slams the half-empty cup down on the table with the other. This is not a good time. What's that thing you're spinning? Something I need to get rid of. What are you doing here? Just trying to calm down and trying to talk myself out of something foolish. Something foolish? She says nothing for a few moments. At last she looks up at you. Purpling bruise is blossoming along her cheekbone. There's something I need to give to my fiancé, Purnsk. Only he doesn't seem to go anywhere without his new friends, and they're not exactly pleasant company. Who hit you? I know how this looks, but you don't understand. It's not like Purnsk. It's these new friends of his who've brought out the worst in him. Tell me about these new friends. They come into our house with their dead eyes and their black teeth. I'm not a fool, I know what it means. Purnsk made me leave when they show up, but it's obvious what they come to do. Last time they came, I told them to get out. Let them have their fun somewhere in the gift, but not under my roof. Svef changes you, I guess. The Purnsk I knew wouldn't have squashed a spider. I never thought he'd... What's Svef? Have you gone to the nights? But Svef make people calm and listless. It shouldn't make them violent. Or I thought Svef just made people lie around not doing much. I don't really know. Seemed better than believing he's always been this way. Maybe I could go talk to him. There's nothing more to say to him. We're finished. I just want to give this back to him and have a clean break. It was his grandmother's. Even after this, I don't have the heart to sell it off, but if I go back there myself, I know what'll happen. I'll lose my temper, and I'll probably wind up with another one of these. I wouldn't normally hand this off to a stranger, but people say you've got a good heart. If you give it back to him, he'll know we're done. I'll take it to him. If he doesn't like it, I'll beat him senseless. The house is just north of here. Please don't hurt him. As furious as I am, I don't want that on my conscience. To hell with that. Merchant. Here's another soldier. Oh my goodness, it's a lot of reading. You see a mud-soaked clearing, rain falling to the ground in large drops. This man is lying on his back in the muck, his hands holding open the maw of an enormous stelgar that stands over him, its front paws on his chest. The heavy rain falls over them, playing counterpoint to the grunts made by the opponents. Dead stelgar litter the ground around them, and the man's body shows signs of a difficult battle. His clothing is torn, hanging in scraps in some places. Bites and scratches cover his arms and legs. A huge gash cuts across his forehead, blood and water mixing as they run down his face and drip into the mud. It takes all the man's effort to keep the beast's jaw from clamping down. The man looks around wildly until his gaze finally lands on a large axe lying barely within arm's reach behind his head, the rain slowly covering it with grime and muddy water. He looks at the stelgar and then back at his axe, grim determination on his face. His arms are shaking and it seems he will not be able to hold the beast back for much longer. He takes a deep breath and wraps his right hand around the stelgar's bottom jaw, then lets go with his left hand, freeing the top of its head. The stelgar mouth snaps shut on his right hand as his left shoots out above his head and grabs the handle of his axe. The stelgar grinds its teeth and pulls back, trying to free itself from his grip. Blood dripping from its mouth onto his face. With a grunt that quickly becomes a bellow of pain, the man pulls his right hand down, bringing the beast's head closer to him, swinging the axe around as he does. The blade of the weapon pierces the stelgar's neck and it yelps, its mouth popping open as it tries to step backward off of the man. Before his mangled hand can lose its grip, the man pulls and twists as hard as he can, trying to get the beast on the ground, using the stelgar's resistance to pull himself into a sitting position. He brings the axe down on its neck again, and one final time as its head and his hand simultaneously come free. The head flies from his grip and he thrusts his hand behind his back to brace himself as he falls. As his hand hits the ground and his full weight lands on it, a second bellow of pain erupts from his mouth. Breathing heavily, he brings his now mangled hand up to assess the damage. The little finger is gone, lost somewhere in the mud. The two fingers next to it are twisted, broken and torn, barely attached to his hand by small bits of flesh. He sighs, grabbing both dangling fingers with his left hand. He grits his teeth and pulls. Oh, less of that, thank you.
I can do that.
Hey. Ooh, bartender's ring. Properties preservation. Hey, we got XP for picking that lock. Is this another soul? It's another soul. You see a wizard playing illusions in a town square, fingers plucking colour and sound from the air and weaving scenes of beauty and fright. A crowd of onlookers gasps and cheers, enthralled with the display, all but one boy, standing off to the side, mouth agape. Green eyes are pale with wonder, vision after vision playing out before him, and something inside the boy clicks. Without warning, he bolts, disappearing into the crowd, pushing and shoving desperately. The mage finishes the show soon after, a giant silver dragon descending through the crowd and 1,000 sparks exploding into nothingness. Collecting coins, he walks around the clapping crowd, bowing and nodding as each he passes, until a small sack is dropped into his hands. The boy stands for a moment before him, small and still, and begs the wizard to apprentice him. He glances at the hefty bag, weighing it, and the boy carefully. Finally he nods and flicks gently at the bag, which disappears. The boy grins. "How did you do that?" he asks, but the illusionist merely winks. Who was that? Was that him? So, the vulture? You see a hand, curled and bruised, staked to the floor with a bent metal spike. Blood covers the floor and drips from the furnishings and wall. This man looks up from the body as he is crouched over to survey the carnage he caused to the family in whose house he now skulks. 4 bodies total. A woman, 2 young men and a girl lie blindfolded on the ground. Their legs are bound and both hands are attached to the floor with spikes. He has lifted the woman's blindfold and is currently doing something to her eyes. He pulls back a small blade and covers the eyes again, gently patting the blindfold. He stands and looks around, seemingly satisfied with his handiwork. Suddenly his breath quickens, hearing someone approach the door to the room. He bounces in place, excitement almost overwhelming him, then rushes to the back of the room, concealing himself in the shadows. From his vantage, he sees the bodies are perfectly arranged, each one facing the door, welcoming the man of the house back, arms outstretched as if embrace. The door opens as he slowly pulls another spike from his belt, the tip of his tongue playing across his teeth in anticipation. Okay. One more thing that she said, or the bishop said. Looking to hire an adventurer. Plenty of those around here. A level 1 adventurer, or a level 2 adventurer. We've only got so much money left, so we'll just, let's leave that for now. Okay, let's go back outside. Thank you. And another wee quick scout up. We'll go to the marketplace. Although it's night. Oh no, there's still people here. Show me your wares. But we've got no money, so we can't really. Oh, we could sell stuff though. Can we sell stuff? We can. 5 coins. Might as well get rid of all this tosh anyway. Yep, get rid of all this, yep. Yep, yep. Sell all of that. And all of this too. 6600. It's got properties on it, we'll keep that one for now. We'll keep that stuff for now. We'll keep all that. Torch, we'll keep the torches and the books. Tattered journal. Direwoods, lockpicks, we'll keep those. And we'll keep all this, and we'll trade all that. There we go. Now we made some money. Just a car. We'll leave this one alone. What we could do with finding. What's so special about Sonild? She operates in the expedition hall. She sells the best equipment in the city, but Winnan keeps her on a short leash, keeps her fine inventory reserved for the chartered expeditionists, members of the dozens, and anyone else he takes a liking to. Okay, cool. I'm not in the mood for buying anything at this point in time. Fish. Lovely. Shields have been battered and scarred in long ago battles. So let's go into this grand hall here. We'll have a quick scout around before we finish up.
All fancy weapons and no skill.
Okay. What's over here? Oh, Book of the Hunt. Excerpts from Sermon Struggle. In the dozens. Let's take all these books. Been caught stealing. For goodness sake. Oh, what's going on? Hello. A well-groomed man steps through the hall with a confident swagger, a smug grin etched on his face. He is flanked by 5 other hard-looking individuals. One of his companions eyes you for a moment before spitting chew at your feet. Another pup come wandering in as he just know that binds giant slayers run things around here, and you'll be fine. Never heard of them. You have now. Stick around Defiance Bay and you will again. Plenty of bounties to go around, but there's a reason the giant slayers get the lion's share. Remember that. Voice bells across the hall. Enough jabber, Brian. You gonna do the job or talk about it? Wennon's right. That coin ain't gonna collect itself. He looks at his comrades and jerks his chin towards the door. See you around, pup. I'm guessing this is Wennon?
Don't stand on ceremony. State your business.
Tell me about the dozens. Good men and women trying to walk in the footsteps of great men and women who came before us. We're a loose association of warriors and expeditioners in the Direwood, not as fancy as Crucible Knights, mind you, but at least we remembered our roots. Your roots? The Crucible Knights take pride in having won the Direwood's freedom 150 years ago, but we're the ones who protected it. Everyone knows that the Saints' War ended when the Godhammer destroyed Waidwen at Evendur Bridge. A lot of folks don't know how Waidwen wound up on that bridge. 7 men, 5 women, they walked out of Halgot Citadel and faced down a god. Held him there until that bomb went off. That's the legacy we defend. Some call us mercenaries, but we don't need matching armour and silky clothes to remember our roles. We're the same now as we were then. We stand up for the people, first line of defence, whatever it takes. We've got new enemies now, but if it's not Waidwen, it's his damned legacy. It's the damn soul butchers in Brackenbury making things worse on all of us. Probably causing the whole thing, one way or another. Well, we haven't gone anywhere, and there's a lot more than 12 of us now. We defended Direwood once, we'll do it again. Menon casually nods your way. His eyes continue to float from mercenary to mercenary as he speaks. What else do you need? Are we looking for work? Not really. But, yeah, okay.
Go see Audrey. He's usually got something. You do well for him, maybe I can find you more.
Okay. Where's Osric? Daggers mark the locations of areas in Gwythian ruins. Notes posted around the map list bets on current expeditions.
For the last time, Aidwick, keep your fucking blade up. If that dummy was armed, it'd have your head off.
Tell me about the expedition hall. It's treasure hunting, plain and simple. Sponsors put up money, hire adventurers to explore the wilds, look for ruins mostly. If they come back alive, they split the spoils. If not, that's because they handled their weapon like this a lot in front of me, who might as well be digging their own graves right now. Got business with me? I'm looking for work.
You want an expedition? Talk to Wennon. I just handle these mercenary shit shovelers.
But he told me to speak to you.
Adventurers.
I do have something I need done. Something that requires competence. What do you need done?
I was formerly one of the Knights of the Crucible. When I left, they kept my arms and armor. The arms they can have, but the armor belonged to my family. I'd like it back.
So, just go ask for it.
No. They'd like that, I'm sure. But I won't be going. Sooner be torn apart by dogs than give them satisfaction.
Doesn't say it was your choice.
Choose to leave knighthood. The Crucible Knights, they may not be a real knighthood, but the oaths you swear are just as true. Still, turns out that even unofficial knighthoods have politics. You cross the wrong man, suddenly all kinds of accusations are thrown your way, and nobody believes you.
So what is this armor?
It's a breastplate. Not much to look at, and it's seen far too much use, but it's been in my family since the liberation.
See what I can do.
And it's Penhelm you're looking for. A low snake of a man. If he was to die choking on his own black tongue, it'd be too kind of fate. He kept it when he had me kicked out.
Penhelm. Okay.
I got word from a reliable source that Penhelm visited a forger in Andra's gift, right after being soul-scanned by a cipher in Dunreed Row. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life while you're there, well, drinks on me.
Having his soul lineage
It's a
ripped?
requirement to join the Knights. They have to ensure novitiate doesn't have a subversive lineage. If Penhelm's superiors found out his affidavit was a fake, his career would be over. Every novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunreed Row, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. If you find Penhelm's, one of those ciphers could tell you if it's real.
If generations of Massac's traditions are any indication, this Penhelm probably doesn't remember it. Still, a past like that has to count for something. Should we hire an adventurer? No, let's leave it. We've got 5, and I'm good with that. Right. Okay, so we've got a couple of quests now. We've got to go and find this breastplate, and we've got to go and return that. We've got to go and return that ring. So we shall do those quests in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like the videos, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.